Well, you know, being around in the 60s and 70s and having two older sisters, which I learned a lot of music from, they used to listen to radio all the time. You know, even the soft rock stations would actually play some ballads from hard rock bands like Blue Oyster Cult and all that. I used to hear their softer rock on the soft rock stations, believe it or not. Yep, it's true. Woodstock. There's no other Woodstock. No, there ain't. I don't care what kind of Woodstocks that you made in the 90s and 2000s and so, they can never compare to the real Woodstock. No, not a chance, not close. No, friggin' disaster. Should never ever attempted any of those Lollapaloozas, whatever fucking Woodstock type stuff. It'd never be again. Nope. Sorry. Alright, Johnny Cash. Now, Johnny Cash is, everybody knows Johnny Cash now because of the movie, right? Otherwise, you know, he is pretty famous. A lot of people do know Johnny Cash. But then there's a lot of people who are not interested in Johnny Cash until the movie came out. Then all of a sudden, they're interested in Johnny Cash, but they can only name only so many tunes. That's all what they know about Johnny Cash. They say they like Johnny Cash. But, you know, when I was a kid, I grew up with all types of people that I met and hung out with. My mom's friends, a certain group of them were a bunch of rednecks, and they would listen to Johnny Cash, country, right? But old country, like Hank Snow and stuff, Merle Haggard and stuff, you know. And they didn't like rock and roll. They probably did a bit, you know, because people tend to lie a little bit. You know, all that rock and roll, you know. There's the mamas and papas. But yeah, I was about maybe like 12 years old and drinking sherry with those guys. Yeah. None of that rock and roll. Into Temptations. I love Motown. I'm a Motown fan. Yes, I am. Temptations live in London. Yes. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he hung his hat was his home. Just my imagination running away, running away. Since I lost my baby. My girl, my girl. Oh, what we got here? Al Martino. Yeah. You know, I love crooner music, so I love voices. I am an Al Martino fan. Yeah, I love his stuff. I'll tell you about Al Martino and old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra. Frank didn't like Al Martino because Al Martino was the new guy, and probably because Frank didn't want to be outshined by him, and he wasn't allowed to play anywhere fucking Frank Sinatra played. Yeah, that's the story behind that. Crystal Gayle, great. I don't know, man. Like, I have all their albums, basically. This is a short concert though. She could have had more and even better songs on here, because she has killer tunes. Like, oh my God, like, she's got 100 hits. Roy Orbison, greatest hits. All right. There we go. Wonder if I should. The lighting is shit. Alright, have no choice. Goddamn reflection. Okay. Yeah. I love Roy Orbison. I sing his stuff. Yeah, when he passed away, oh my God, that sucked. Man. The Supremes. I don't like Diana Ross's solo disco stuff, but she was great with Motown. Man, another awesome band. I don't know if you can read this or not. You can always pause it if I go too fast. Okay, now we got the Bugs. That's what I used to call them when I was like 15 years old. The Bugs. Oh yeah, the Beatles, yeah. Here's the Four Tops, more Motown. 22 full-length performances. They do some memorable songs. Reach out, I'll be there. Baby, I need your lovin'. Baby, I got to have your lovin'. I can't help myself. It's the same old song. Yeah. Reach out, I'll be there, Bernadette. Great tunes. Standing in the shadows of love, waiting for the heartaches to come. Yeah. Oh, what we got? Bobby Darin. Oh, I can tell you a story about Bobby Darin. And he had a crush on Connie Francis. And Connie Francis wouldn't mind going out with him too. But Bobby went on to the property of, Connie Francis' parents' place, and he got told to get off, disappear, get out, because Connie's dad came out with a rifle in his hand, or shotgun in his hand, and said, stay away from my daughter. Bobby Darin, he actually became a hippie. when the 60s hippie movement came out. Yeah, he's got an album out. Can't remember what it's called, but yeah, there's drug references to it and anti-authority stuff. Like he's like a real hippie. This dude, man, and quite different than in those days. Yeah. So there you go. There's my not so heavy metal collection, but still, I love all kinds of music. Take care.